Let's talk about grip. I've got my wheelchair pushed back, and on my knees you can't really see it, but I have a practice pad. It's just simply some rubber, special type of rubber, put on a wooden surface. There's all kinds of different pads out there. And if you don't even have a pad yet, it's great to just do this on your pillow or on a magazine, or we don't have phone books anymore, but any kind of surface. But don't do it on your parents' furniture. That's what I highly recommend. Do not, no matter what you do it on a countertop or furniture, because it will leave marks or do some type of damage. If no other kind of damage than psychological damage to your mother or parents or who you live with, it will do damage to the whatever you're striking as well. It just happens. So I wouldn't play on your leg either, because without knowing it, you'll be hitting muscles in your leg that you're going to need later when you get into using your feet in some way or another with drums and percussion. But right now, I just want to talk about the grip. There's a bunch of different ones. Now, this video is formed in reverse, so this is actually my right hand and this is my left hand. But you'll see that in the video it looks the opposite. There's a grip called the traditional grip. People used to wear a drum with a strap around their body, and the drum would hang to the side like that. And in order to play that slanted drum, if you tried to hold both sticks the way you hold the right stick in this kind of manner after you've found the fulcrum, your left hand is way and arm pit and everything's up in the air. So they turned their grip kind of upside down, relaxing that shoulder and that arm, so that as they're playing on that slant, they weren't doing this chicken wing thing. So that's traditional grip. But nowadays, right on flat surfaces, people will still use traditional grip. It's not bad, it's okay, it's fine, but Buddy Rich will tell you there's no other way. Well, I hate to say it, he's a great legend, but yes, there are other ways. And match grip is very good. That's kind of standard. And both hands are gripping it the same way and using your fingers like this. Traditional grip, important, yes. Learn it, yeah, sure. Get the control, but it's kind of like using chopsticks in a Chinese restaurant. You know what I mean? I mean, some people do, some people don't. Some people do it just for show. But as far as trying to use a traditional grip when you're at a drum set, you will look at great drummers like Dave Welch. Am I saying that right? No, Dave Weckl, sorry, who plays his drum set using traditional grip. Sometimes he switches to match grip, but in traditional grip. And so because of that, he leans. He's got serious back trouble. I was on a live with him one time on YouTube, and I asked him, what kind of damage has that leaning to the left, because you're trying to, keep that traditional grip and hold solid with that? How has that affected your back? And it's affected his back tremendously in a very negative way. You got to be careful. With match grip, though, you're going to be sitting up as straight as you can and using your wrists, not even your arms necessarily. As you get into drum set, you're still able to keep things kind of lateral, and it's much, much easier and better to just keep it like this. If you do the traditional grip, when you're reaching over here, your body's going to do something different because you're reaching over here, and this stick is actually naturally going to point down, as if when people wore the drum that was on the sling around them, tilted and at an extreme angle. Well, the drum set, you're not tilting things like that. The snare drum sometimes may be tilted, sometimes you'll see it tilted toward people or to one way or the other, but with traditional grip, you would almost have to tilt it all that way in order to keep your arm like this instead of trying to hit it lower like that. That's enough said on that. The match grip is good to stick with. Learn the other ones, but also the finger control comes into play. We talked about what kind of stick, that doesn't matter too much, but once you get that stick, really getting used to where that fulcrum is and getting a balance, and then what it feels like on a pillow or a magazine cover or a practice pad that's rubber or on an actual instrument. Now, next video, I will show you, I kind of like the way that cuts off my head. On the next video, I'll show you the different instrument that I use and that I play. I had to take drum lessons for 2 years before my parents would buy me an actual drum set. All I had was a broken snare drum with no bottom head, a pair of sticks, and a rubber wood block, basically, that I would practice on. But when I look back over the years, being an 8-year-old boy, 8, 9, and 10, those were the years to learn how to at least hold the stick correctly and use it and utilize my fingers in being able to move them in a way that isn't going to hurt me down in the future, trying to break bad habits that I started because I wasn't even holding the stick right. So I hope this one helps you as well. The other lessons will be coming a little bit later. I'm going to step back from doing the lessons just long enough to develop more lessons. So take care. Thanks for tuning in, checking it out. Stick with it while you stick to it.